This is the video notes for lesson 8. What does it mean? This lesson starts with a jump start. In the jump start, you need to find the next 3 terms in the sequence. So we're going to start off there. In our first problem in the jump start, it goes 7, 11, 15. So it looks like we're adding 4 each time. So to go from here to here, it's plus 4. Here to here also plus 4, which means that we'll continue that pattern, and we end up with 15 plus 4 is 19, plus 4 is 23, plus 4 is 27. Then we go to our second example, and it looks like it's subtracting something because we're getting bigger negative numbers. So what are we subtracting? Looks like we're minusing 7 again. So the next number will be negative 53, and then we'll subtract 7 and get negative 60, and then negative 67. Looking at the third jumpstart problem, initially we are adding 12 right here. And I'm hoping to add 12 again, but it doesn't look like it. It looks like we add 22. So this is not arithmetic. Just right there, we can see it's not arithmetic. It looks as if the pattern would be something like adding 12, then adding 22, then adding 32, then adding 42, then adding 52. So we would get 60, 102, and 154. Because this is an unusual pattern, I'm going to actually put a circle around it and just say that it's not arithmetic. That is not one of the types that we have been studying. So not arithmetic. Okay, so that one is a neither. Now let's go on to our launch, explore, and discuss. So in the launch, it says each of the tables below represents an arithmetic sequence, and we need to find the missing terms in the sequence showing our method. So let's go through each problem one at a time. So in this first problem here, we've got 5 blank 11. So it looks as if there's from 5 to the unknown number, there's a jump, and then from that unknown to 11, there's a second jump. So, and also it looks like between 5 and 11, there's like 6 spaces that we went. And I get that by taking the 2 numbers that I know, 11 and 5, and subtracting them. So we've got 6 spaces. And I need to split those 6 spaces into those 2 jumps. So I'm going to say D, my common difference, is that distance between 11 and 5 divided by 2 jumps. So it looks as if my common difference is 3. So plus 3, and I'll fill this in with an 8. All right, let's try that again. So let's look at number 2. In number 2, looks like we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 jumps this time, and we're going from 18 to negative 10. So let's see how far apart these 2 numbers are. I'm just going to subtract them. Negative 10 minus 18, so that is negative 28 apart. And D is going to be that difference between the 2 numbers that I know divided by the number of jumps. So 4 jumps. So it looks like D is negative 7 when we do that division. So minus 7 gets us 11, minus 7 gets us 4, minus 7 gets us negative 3, and then minus another 7 gets us negative 10. Okay, let's try this again. On the third problem, we have a lot more jumps. So let's decide how many more jumps we have. We've got to fill in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers, and looks like we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 jumps. So that's interesting. I'm filling in 5 numbers and I've got 6 jumps. In number 1, I was filling in 1 number and had 2 jumps. Number 2, I was filling in 3 numbers and 4 jumps. So there's kind of a pattern there between how many numbers I'm trying to, missing terms I am trying to fill in, and how many jumps are going on. So let's focus back on number 3. The 2 numbers that I know are 12 and negative 6. So let's see how far apart they are. Negative 6 minus 12, they are negative 18 apart. So D is going to be that difference between known terms and then my 6 jumps. So divided by 6 jumps. So it looks like the jumps are negative 3 each. So minus 3 to 9, minus 3 to 6, minus 3 to 3, minus 3 to 0, minus 3 to negative 3, and then minus 3 to negative 6. Okay, so let's kind of summarize our method that we used to find the missing terms. So the first thing that we did was we figured out how far apart the terms were that we knew. So that was like our first thing. Find out how far apart given terms are. And then the second thing we did was we divided that difference, how far apart the given terms are, by how many jumps were happening of the pattern. Okay, so then we did a division. Divide distance apart by jumps. All right, and will this method always work? How do you know? I think yes, that it'll always work because we've done 3 examples. So I'm going to say yes, I think so. 3 examples completed. And they worked. So I feel pretty confident in this method. But who knows, maybe the 4th time it won't work. We'll just have to test it and see. Let's go ahead and turn the page. On page 42, we've got a few more problems to look at and then some takeaways. So number 5 says, here are a few more arithmetic sequences with missing terms. Complete each table either by using the method you developed previously or by finding a new method. Okay, so I kind of like the method that I came up with. So let's just try to do it, but maybe showing a little bit less work, because maybe that'll help us turn it into a formula. Who knows? We'll see. So first thing I need to figure out is how far apart 86 and 50 are. So I'm going to do a subtraction. So 86 minus 50 will go on top. And then I'm going to end up dividing that by how many jumps are happening. So I'm filling in 2 terms. That means there's 3 jumps. So I end up getting 36 divided by 3, which is 12 as my common difference. So if I add 12 each time, plus 12, I should get 62, 74, and then 86. Looks like it's working. Let's try another one. Let's try number 6. In number 6, we've got 4 terms that we're trying to fill in, which means there'll be 5 jumps, right? Because there's always one more jump than terms we're finding. And I can verify that by just kind of doing my arrows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. And then I need to find the difference between 10 and 40. So let's subtract that. 10 minus 40 divided by the numbers of jumps. So let's do that. So D must be whatever negative 30 divided by 5 is. So it looks like we're minusing 6 each time. -6, -6, and so on. Let's see if that works. 40 minus 6 is 34, minus 6 is 28, minus 6 is 22, minus 6 is, I think it's 16, minus 6 is 10. Yep, it's working. So I feel pretty confident in this method. Let's try one more. So there's lots of gaps in this table. I'm filling in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that means there's going to be 7 jumps, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 jumps. So let's subtract the values that we know. So we're going to do the last one that we know minus the first one. 5 minus negative 23. Divide that by 7 jumps. So that ends up being our common difference, which is 28 divided by 7. So that turns into, I think it's 4. Does that sound right? We're adding 4. Well, let's test it, right? Let's fill it in and see if it works. Negative 23 plus 4 is negative 19, plus 4 is negative 15, plus 4 is negative 11, plus 4 is negative 7, plus 4 is negative 3, plus 4 is negative 1. Not negative 1, it's actually positive 1, not bad. And then plus 4 is 5. Yep, it worked. All right, so let's kind of wrap this all up right now by answering our last question, which says, describe a method that will work to find missing terms in any arithmetic sequence and explain why this method works. Okay, so it looks like to find those missing terms, we just need to find D, right? So, and it looks like we can say that D is just going to be the last term minus the first term. And then we're going to divide that by the number of jumps. And how do we explain that this method works? Well, we tested it. Tested on 7 different problems, and every single time it worked. Okay, so let's finish up by doing our takeaways. It says to find missing terms in an arithmetic sequence, let's turn number 8 into a formula. So that's what we're going to do right here. So I'm going to say our formula is D equals, instead of last term, we can write f of n, right? That could be whatever the n is in the last spot, minus f of 1, whatever the answer is in the first spot. And then number of jumps. The number of jumps will always be the last spot minus 1. And let me tell you what that means. So f of n, let's look at number 7, right? F of n is like f of 8. F of 8 was 5. Okay, so we would do 5 minus. And then f of 1 was negative 23. So we do the 5 minus negative 23. So that's the top. And then n minus 1 would be like, our last term was in the 8th slot, so 8 minus 1, which is 7 jumps, which is how many jumps we had for number 7. So it looks like a good formula. We do have one vocab term to fill in. It's arithmetic mean, and all that is the average. Just a really quick review of what average is. Let's say you've got 20 people, and you want to know what their average height is. What you would do is you would add up all their heights and divide by how many people you surveyed. So if there's 20 people, you add up all their heights and divide by 20. That's the average, which is what we're doing here. We're finding an arithmetic average to help us find the common difference and fill in those missing spots. I hope that this video was helpful. I wish you good luck on your Lesson 8, what does it mean? Check your understanding. Good luck.